Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Help, I'm trapped in July of 1982 and I can't get out. I guess while I'm here, I might as well play the brand new video games that are out. We were last in the arcades playing Tasmania by Stern Electronics. Let's see what the next game is. It's time to go to the Commodore VIC-20 and play The Thing. That's right, The Thing. The movie, John Carpenter's The Thing, just came out in June of 1982, so they had 1 month to make the game for the Commodore VIC-20. Is it going to be any good? I'm not sure. Let's pop it and play some of The Thing by Nanook at sometime in July 1982. Hopefully at the end of July, if they're going to do a movie based on John Carpenter's The Thing. Just kidding, it's just a snake variant, and a real one, a real snake variant. You actually move around as the snake, you get the different ASCII characters, VIC characters, and that's it. So it is a snake variant for your Commodore VIC-20. Doesn't even play particularly well. I am able to do it with the Commodore VIC-20 joystick, but yeah, this is using the stock characters. You can see I'm picking up spades and diamonds. I have to avoid certain blocks, and there is traps, but how long can you last? How many points can you get? The tension. How can you handle all this excitement on your Commodore VIC-20? After going from a game that is sort of far goal to something like this, it kind of makes... Gosh, even the controls, though, it feels like I'm chugging along the snake. It can barely even move. Petski, that's it. It's the Petski graphics. Gotta love those Petski graphics. Looks good. But as far as all the games we've seen so far, The Thing is not based on John Carpenter's The Movie. It is just a snake variant, and it is not even a very well done snake variant. So you could have a little bit of enjoyment, but considering everything else you could play on a home computer, what do you say, chat? Is this in the broken range? Half star or 1 star? Is it a coaster game? Is it even worth being on a disc? Snake, yes. Yeah, not the movie at all. All right, so I'm going to say it's pretty low. I'm going to go 1 star. It's still a snake game. It's not totally off the grid, but it's definitely in between broken and bad, considering everything else you can play on a home computer. All right, with that, let's see our next game. Let's still hang out on the Commodore VIC-20 and play some Trashman. Let's see what Trashman's all about, starting with the box. When you see this in the store, what does this make you think? What kind of game is Trashman? We got a bug, we have a trash can, and we have a dumpster. Maybe we're going to be able to drive around in a trash truck. And it's no additional memory required. Unexpanded VIC right here. Creative software, let's flip it over on the back. As the spirit of the city's anti-litter campaign, you've decided it's particular that the grassroots level of personally driving the town garbage truck. Your mission is patrol the city streets, picking up litter and emptying trash cans. Your attempt to clean up the town, however, are thwarted by enormous flies that threaten your truck wherever it goes. Yeah, I didn't think anyone was clamoring for a trash game or trying to be a garbage man. Yeah, it's the sanitation simulator. So you can see here they give the scoring on the back and then how you play, how to turn off your VIC, then make sure your VIC's off before you put the cartridge in. And then when you're ready to play, hit the F7 key to use the border, turns yellow. Oh, that's interesting. So you can use that to switch the border colors. And then the bonus level is F1 key to start play, pull the joystick back. So we'll have our VIC-20 joystick still plugged in. Pause the game with F1, and when game over message is displayed, move any joystick to start another game. This is creative software. Let's see if we have any other artwork for Trashman. Besides the box, we have the cartridge we're going to pop in. Love cartridges for the VIC-20. I don't know if it would sell or not. Are you excited to play a Trashman game? Let's pop in and play Trashman by Mark Thomas Clifton. Creative software at sometime in July 1982. There we go. Is that Lone Ranger or is that William Tell Overture? I'm not sure, but jot it down on your Chronologically Gaming public domain music bingo. I know everyone's got their boards out. So this is Trashman. We can use the keyboard or joystick. Press F7 and use joystick. I want to see F7. What's the... Oh, yeah, there we go. So we can switch out the difference. I'll keep it as green. F1 key to set the bonus level. Let's do that. Oh, okay, yeah. Add some bonus levels. Nice. And then move the joystick to start the game. Let's do it. All right, we're in. Yes, it's Trashman. The newest Pac-Man variant for the Commodore VIC-20. We're literally picking up the litter. So this is the first time they've used that as an excuse for picking up the dots. We've seen games that have you munching or eating things. snacking on things, candy, and now why are we picking up dots? Because we have to get all the litter picked up because we're the trash man and delivered to the trash cans. Oh man, they are very unforgiving. The artificial intelligence goes right to your location. You need to be a hardcore Pac-Man player. They do give us a warp here on the left side. This is smoothly done. It actually looks a little crisp for a Commodore VIC-20 game. And a well-done Pac-Man variant. I shouldn't have used those. Yeah, I'm going to run out of them fast. Yet. Use all the bonuses, and we're already done. Yes, that's true. It is not. Look how smoothly I move from place to place on the screen. I also have a warp on top and bottom besides the side. Oh, see, look, they switch directions. Those crafty guys, can they go through the sides? Looks like, yeah, they can. Okay. Now I have to outsmart them. If I know they can switch directions, though, we might be screwed. Come on, go. Right before, we still got 2 dots left. Oh, yeah, we get taps. Not the first time I've heard that play in a game since we've played since the beginning. Taps is a popular one, or the funeral march. So if we want to go again, what is it, F1? Yeah, there we go. I want to finish one screen just to see if the maze changes up where it's the same maze every time. And I may have switched my difficulty out. I feel like I'm going slower than I did before. I believe this is one of the games that changes whenever you die. It slows it down a little bit to make it easier for you, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I'm game. As far as Pac-Man variants, this one's actually pretty good. Especially for the Commodore VIC-20. We've already played countless Pac-Man variants since the beginning. Oh, quick, get it, get it. Nice. Looks like they don't have the same speed as I do. But we're going to see this game later on the Commodore 64, which is a recent trend. Every time we see something on the Commodore VIC-20, we're going to be seeing this later on the Commodore 64. So if this looks slightly familiar, but you remember it on the Commodore 64, just wait. We'll see it again on that. But as far as Pac-Man variants on the Commodore VIC-20, some good ones we've already played, like Snackman, Cannibal, Jelly Monsters, and Puckman. If you want to check the links down below for every other Pac-Man variant, those are some of the good ones. I'd give it the nod if you twisted my arm. Jelly Monsters would be the best Pac-Man variant. It even has Pac-Man music for the Commodore VIC-20. It looks a little bit better than this one. And we gave high marks to Jelly Monsters. Oh, the box, though, is another nightmare fuel. Very scary. Don't show the kids or look at it late at night. All right, let's see if we can get this last piece of trash. Nobody take me out. There we go. Nice flashing effect like the arcade. All right, where's our bonus? That was a really fast one if it was the bonus. Yeah, so I'm thinking around the average range, 3 stars possibly for everything else you could play on a home computer. The Pac-Man craze is not over yet. It is live, and if you had this, you would be very excited to play and have a good time playing it. Yeah, extra star for not being tile-based. I'm with Errol on that one. So what would you say, 3.5, considering every other game you could play on a home computer? It's very well done. You can see it has some quality creative software, put some time and effort into it. Presentation is really good. Yeah, so I'd say around the 3-star range. The lack of multiple mazes doesn't make me want to push it too far up there. And then it is very smooth, yeah. Oh, that's true. If we were only rating VIC-20 games only, I would say about 3.5 or 4 up to this point. Yeah, so I'm going to say, yeah, it's still pretty good, and it plays smoothly. The artificial intelligence of the characters is a little off considering other ones we've seen, so I'll say 3 stars for Trashman. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, very fun. Let's see what our next game is after this commercial break.
What's your favorite game? I've got invaders in my sights and I'm taking.
Oh, that's catchy. That's really catchy.
Move on over, Dad. I want to play Atari.
Move over, Dad. I want to play too. Oh no, not Pac-Man.
What's your favorite game? There's only one name. Atari.
Oh, there's no stopping them now. If they have musical chords and their blending singing of Atari, and there's no way Atari can stop. So this is Trick Shot for the Atari VCS, right up between the cusp of whether we call it the 2600 or the VCS. Let's take a look at Trick Shot, the latest by Imagic. I'm showing the reconstructed box because the Imagic boxes had a really nice sheen and shine to them, so hopefully recreating the feel of what it was like to hold the new Trick Shot in the palm of your hand. This is pool or billiards for the Atari VCS. Let's flip it over on the back. Yeah, there you go, giving you a couple screenshots. It's what you'd expect. We're going to play some pool on the Atari. Perfect 1 or 2 champions, novices, Houston and Trick Shot artists. You have different game modes as well. Oh, that's right. They didn't do it in this commercial. This one is an earlier commercial for Atari that doesn't have the "Have you played Atari?" They just have the chorus, Atari. All right, let's see the other artwork we have for Trick Shot. There's the actual scan. You can see the luster of Imagic is slightly gone. This is not to be confused with Trick Shot that we saw around March on the Apple II, one that we couldn't get to load on the Apple II. So a totally different game, not related to that Trick Shot at all. And then there's the back of the box that you'd see for an actual scan. And then in magazines, this is the Imagic ad with, we have Star Voyager there, Demon Attack. Oh yeah, some other ones, great ones of third-party publishers on the Atari. Travel into tomorrow with Imagic, because Imagic's not going to be just on the Atari. We're going to see it on lots of other consoles too, and computers. And this is the design document of what the game is for Trick Shot. The name of the game's pool, English billiards or Trick Shot combinations. Test your poise and accuracy. 9 practice shots allow you to redefine your skills even further. That's right. And then we also have the inside. This is all the game concept. Pretty cool. And we also have the cartridge we're going to pop in our Atari. There's the Imagic third-party look. Looks different than Atari's, but still gets the job done. Love them. And we also have the manual for Trick Shot. Let's see how to play. Yes, you can see they don't really have to advertise too heavily because it's pool. We're going to have some good time playing some pool. So over there on the left side, you can see you have 1 and 2 player Trick Shot, 1 and 2 player pool. You got English billiards, and then you got the practice modes. You can try all the different ones. So for game variations, you got 14 Trick Shot ones, 1 player Trick Shot, 2 player English billiards, and it's all plays like pool. You take your time going back and forth with 1 or 2 players. Oh, really? Thanks, Curtis. Yeah, send it my way if you can in Discord. Sounds good. Yes, Purina will stop the horde of shovelware, but we have Activision out there still giving good stuff. We have Imagic out there still giving good stuff. But now we're getting to the point where the flood is starting to overload the good stuff. This is some of the good stuff, I'd say. With your joystick controller, you have cue placement, shot impact, and the amount of English. So the way the game is controlled is you hold down the red button, how powerful you want the shot to go. And you have a nice little cursor that circles around the cue ball to decide where you're going to be hitting it, in which direction. And if you want to apply English to it, you hold down the red button and move the joystick holding that down, and it'll apply a spin to it. So you don't see anything on the screen, but you just imply that it's going to spin that way. But look at all the controls you have. Very nice nuance for just the Atari joystick, that 1 button, 1 joystick. They have the scoreboard in the bottom of the screen. Black ball at the center strip indicates the player's turn it is. And then at the end of every game, a trophy appears in the place of the black ball for the high score. All 1 and 2 player games that end in a tie, the trophy automatically appears next to the left-handed score. So whoever is in first player gets that trophy. The objective is hit the 9 trick shot combinations, find the exact mixture of cue placement and touch necessary to sink all the object balls. It's pool. It's billiards. We've already seen pool and billiards since the beginning of time. It's been on mainframe systems since the 70s. But here on the show, we've seen it since 1976 with Video Pool. And then after that, we saw Pool Shark in 1977 in the arcades. The last one we saw on a home console, though, was Pocket Billiards for the Odyssey 2 in 1980. But as far as a home console pool game, this is like the second one. That's it. Unless you want to count the one that was on Philips Video Pack, which is, I think, Electronic Billiards. Everything else we're going to see, if you want to play a pool game right now, Video Pool was going to be on the home computer. So this is essentially the second time you could play pool on a home console. Just consider that when we play the game. So they got different variations of trick shots, different variations of gameplay. What happens whenever you scratch the ball, scoring, and then they streamline English billiards so you can play without spending large sums for the right equipment. You don't need to have a cue. You don't need obscure rules and penalties. They simplified it just a little bit. Use the 3 balls. A variety of scoring opportunities are possible. Expert manipulation of your cue. English and cue impact results in exciting battle of wits. Battle of wits to play pool. Yeah, all right. Whatever you say, Magic. And then they see from the top view. That's a good point. I'm just looking at the chat. Pool at this point on the home console is very similar to miniature golf. It feels and it acts almost the same way. So you could think of yourself as playing miniature golf. They did the exact same thing, and we've already seen that on Atari. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we haven't seen one yet. And if a television did release in a pool game, it would be licensed by the National Pool Association, like they did with all the other games. All right, so they break down the scoring over here and showing you how to connect trick shots with some very helpful screenshots. Love it. And then shows you the different game modes. So we have lots of options and different ways to play. Trick shot modes, billiards mode, pool modes, and you can play single or multiplayer. Now, over on the left, they have a glossary. If you never even played pool, this would also be something to get you familiarized with what pool is. How do you play billiards? Very, very helpful, very cool, and look how well done it's. If you think of all the other games that are out there, this is like top notch. We also have the version that was in the PAL regions, but we're going to go to NTSC. Let's pop in and play Trick Shot by Dennis Coble of A Magic at some time in July 1982. Yes, this is the very first pool game that you could play on the Atari VCS. And it starts off with a cool attract mode. They had to do a few tricks here because you can only have so many objects moving on the vertical screen. Notice how we have the flickering of the pool balls. We're not playing Pac-Man. I know the ghosts were flickering. They had to do this to allow so much movement of each individual ball on the table. Pretty cool still. Works well. All right, so what do we want to do? We can do different game modes. If you look down on the bottom, I got 1 player, 2 player, billiards 2 player, and then you can do each individual trick shot and set them up. Look, you can just go to each one and practice each trick shot one at a time. Great way to play. So I'm going to go to billiards of 1 player mode and then reset. And then now to control it, you have a little cursor on the side. If I want to get a straight shot, I move the cursor there. Now you hold down the red button, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and release. Boom. Come on, get one in. Oh, so close. It's really forgiving on the pockets for this one. Hold it down, get a lot of power. You can hold it about 5 seconds before you let go. But look at the physics. You could complain about the flashing, but this is the second ever console game to have pool. And we got even a way to rearrange the... I think I can get these with a combo. Here we go. Nice. They make the pockets really, really large, so it's very forgiving when you get close to a pocket. It's gonna fall in. All right, ready and go. Very well done physics. The only other really good pool game we've seen on a home computer was the one by Thorn EMI in the UK for the Atari home computer. And that was billiards and snooker. So this is essentially, I would say, close to being as good as you could do for pool on a home console. And for the first one ever on Atari, this is really well done. Go. Look at that. Nice. I'm playing solo. You can't play with a partner alternating turns. And you have the ability to figure out the English or changing the spin of your ball. I'm a huge fan of pool. I love pool video games. Whenever I was starting to learn actual pool, I was playing pool on the Nintendo and home computers. So I was able to imagine myself looking down from the top of the table, and it helped me play real pool. So I learned both at the same time and enjoy these games. It is a lot of fun. Having never played this one, though, this one works remarkably well. Especially when you think of the other ones that have been out there that you could play on a home computer. How did Atari do this? Or how did a Magic do this? Let's go there. Oh, see? It was a little forgiving, but not an... Oh! There we go. They were very kind of me on that one. All right, let's see if we can hit it across this side. Right there. Should be all right. I think that's going to go just straight across, though, right? Yeah. Not quite. Had to add some spin, but didn't add the spin. Oh, yes. Virtua. Virtua, you sound like you're speaking of the future. Yeah, it is exceptional. Virtua is pretty good. I'm going to see if I can get some spin. to go across that. Wow, it's amazing they even incorporated that. When we played other pool games, they usually keep it pretty simple. Where's it going? How much power? And then that's all you get. But this one even includes able to do some spin on the ball. You can even scratch to the point that you'll break the felt. So let's see if I can do that. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to spin it so much or put so much top spin on it that it just scratches the felt. Yep, there you go. And it counts as a scratch. They didn't mark the felt, but nice touch that if you hold it down and you're trying to spin for that long or that much power, you just tear up the whole thing. Pretty cool. Nice job, Magic. And let's switch it up to the trick shot mode so you can see how that works. So whether you play 1 or 2 players, you're going to take turns. But if we go to the 1 player, let me switch through all the different trick shots here. And then you have the trick shot mode. There you go. So whenever you're ready to play, it starts off with the first round. And all you got to do is every time it's your turn, try to hit all the balls in before the next player hits them in. Let's just go straight on. Come on. Got it. So there's 1. And if you can get a perfect score, I believe it's 37 or something to that nature, then we're playing the 2-player mode. So if you have a second controller, they now do their turn. Get the shot. Let's see if we can do the same one again. That should do it. And Magic also had contests to see you get the perfect score in the game, getting every single trick shot. So here's another one. I don't think I can get both at the same time, but let's go for the bottom corner first. Full power. You got to hold in and wait. Nope, aimed it wrong. Wait. That's what full power is for. Yes! But you have to be able to make that the shot for both. So now it's the second player's turn. They're going to try to hit both balls in at the same time. Really, really cool idea. Oh, and yeah, I just saw in the chat, Lunar Pool is awesome. First appearing on the Famicom, based on, I believe, MSX game. And so we're going to be seeing that one later. Yeah, Lunar Pool is a totally different take. It's like a pool in space, making different boards and looks and feels different, but still has the same physics as pool. All right, so that's Trick Shot. I would argue that because this is the second time you could play on a home console pool game, and considering the other games we see on a home computer, this is phenomenal. This is a great video game. Very well done for the Atari. It's kind of strange because I was thinking most of the stuff's going to start going downhill by the end of the year and until we get to 1983, but Trick Shot's pretty good. I really even say this is one of the best games you could play on a home console. This is obviously going to be the best pool game you could play for a home console, but for all the other video games you could play, if it's not your cup of tea, I can understand, but this is still a very well done game and programmed really well. I'm even going to go all the way up. I'm going to say this is, of all the games you could play, this is one of the best you could play. 4.5 stars for Trick Shot. Nicely done. I'm seeing 4s thrown out there too. Yeah, if I could, I'd do 4.25, but yeah, it's just impressive that this exists. Magic did a great job on it. All right, let's see our next game after this commercial break.
Since its newest star,
Vanguard.
Just like
Vanguard.
6 zones.
Let me show him the mountain zone.
Hey, check it out.
The
Get the
mountain
energy
zone.
prize.
So long, Harley Rockets.
Hey, the rainbow zone is my turf. You can shoot in 4 directions.
All right.
I'll just freeze to the strike zone. The wall. The wall. Yeah.
but fellas, who destroys the Gond?
Luther destroys the god.
Luther.
Vanguard is here, only from Atari.
Luther. How did Luther get the destruction in there? That's hilarious. So this is Vanguard for the Atari 2600. Let's take a look at Vanguard. The first time it was released from the arcade, the official version of Vanguard. I don't know if anyone's copying Vanguard. We haven't seen any other variants out there. Here's the front of the box for Vanguard. Very generic space shooter, but you can see we're going into the tunnels. It's going to be dangerous. This is one of the first times I could find that they called the game for the Atari 2600. And I'll show you what the re-release is. This is the original reconstructed box. Flip it on the back. Join the Vanguard expedition on a thrilling space odyssey. Through perilous tunnels, you'll fight your way to the fabulous city of mystery and the Great Gond, the one that Luther took out. On your Atari 2600, let's see the other artwork we have for. Yeah, I believe this is one of the first for the gray box games. All right, so besides that one, this is the later release that you're going to see around 1987, 1988 box. It's still calling it Atari 2600, but this was the first one with the gray box. Yeah, good shout out there, Victor. I'm seeing 5s already for Vanguard. It's pretty good. All right, so here we go. We also have the cleaned up box, the destroyed box, cleaned up, destroyed. I like the destroyed. It's better. And then here you go, the reconstructed one of what you saw later for the later release on the Atari 2600, showing you some more information on the back, 1 or 2 players, and you can see there's a little nod for the Atari 7800 because it's back there, out there in 1988. And the ad you would have seen in magazines for the time for Vanguard. Same artwork we saw before. Call the number, order now from the Atari Club. With the cartridge, we're going to pop in and play, and another ad. Which player is making a terrible mistake? Yes, we all know which one. Yes, everyone knows Vanguard. Yeah, I like the old school Atari boxes as well. I enjoy the fabrication of, you don't really know what the game looks like. The box just looks fantastic. I love that. Let's take a look at the manual for Vanguard. They're probably going to give us a ton and a ton of story, right, in this. So there's our table of contents. Yeah, there we go. Wow, nice artwork in the manual. If only the folks back home could see me now. When I joined the Vanguard expedition, I never thought I'd be flying through the tunnels of Altaria looking for a mythical city of mystery. It might not be a myth. Captain, you mean to tell me you believe there's such a city paved with silver and ruled by the giant Gond? Oh man, yeah, they went all out in the story. Nice. So cool. Take that, Yar's Revenge. Who has the more complicated and fun story? Vanguard or Yar? Yar's Revenge. We have an example of a screenshot down at the bottom. And then for gameplay, this plays pretty similar and does the arcade game faithful. This is 1981 when we saw the arcade game. First time you could play it at home. And this is... Well, we'll go into the shooter information later. Your goal is to reach the City of Mystery at the end of the tunnel and destroy Gond. In the tunnel zones, you maneuver around sharp rocks and barriers while battling weird flying objects. More enemy objects you destroy, the more points you earn. If you make it to the City of Mystery and shoot Gond, you get bonus points, but watch out, Gond will shoot you instead. If you survive the City of Mystery, you continue to Tunnel 2, and in 2-player games, whoever has the highest score wins. This is alternating affair, so you can't shoot at the same time on the screen, but still a lot of fun. So, you got the tunnel map, the mountain zone, power pod gives you infinite energy, and this is going to break down all the zones. So just like in the arcade, it has different screens going in different directions. This doesn't go diagonal like the arcade had, but you are going to be scrolling horizontally and vertically. Impressive. Very impressive for the Atari VCS. Oh yeah, we were going to hear Flash Gordon when we started the game. That's right. So we have the Rainbow Zone, and you can see the different types of ships they have to avoid in those zones. And then we have the Stripe Zone that comes up, the Bleak Zone, and it goes all the way up to Gond at the top, who ends up becoming, it looks like part of the background. The City of Mystery. Oh man, so cool. Tunnel 2 and beyond, and all about your spaceship. Vanguard spaceship is equipped with 4 laser guns on the forward, aft, starboard, and port sides. If you remember the arcade, it had 4 buttons for each direction. You could shoot in all 4 directions. Here they had to do a little differently because you only got 1 joystick. So essentially whenever you move that joystick, your ship's going to move and you're going to fire that way. And if you lose your last life in Tunnel 1 during the 1-player game, you have the option to continue or begin a new game in the first zone in Tunnel 1. Oh man, yeah, there's so much to this. Breaking down the game and allowing you to play essentially multiple levels or types of games all in one on the Atari VCS is pretty good. So use the controllers, pretty simple to move around and shoot. Diagonal up, down, left, and right. And then firing your lasers, you can see the laser's just going to be the joystick that controls those. And then for console controls, I don't think it has anything... Okay, difficulty switches do work. You can set the left and right ones to control the way the spaceship fires. Yeah, there we go. So if you do... Oh, you can switch them out and decide how the ship fires. Press the red controller button and move the joystick in the direction you want to fire and release to stop firing. You have the same method as controller 1. Oh, so cool. So you don't have to automatically use the joystick. You can switch it up using the difficulty switches. I didn't know that. Every time I played this, I just went along with the shots. Cool. Thanks, Atari Manual. And then over here we have the scoring with examples of the ships. Yes, Kimless and Ramita. Bonus lives. Longer you wait to destroy Gond, the more points you score. And then they got the strategies, thanks Atari, showing you the different areas, what's the best way to take them out. And then the game table, how many points you get for Mountain, Rainbow, Stick, Striped, Bleak, and Mystery City. Yeah, I always thought you had to use the joystick. Who knew? Another reason why we read the manuals here. I mean, not the entirety of the manuals. Otherwise, this is going to be like tucking everyone into bed and reading you a bedtime story. Once upon a time, the story of Vanguard. Let's see what the other versions we have. We have the versions in PAL regions, and then the other one released later by CCE. Let's pop in and play some Vanguard by David W. Payne of GCC, General Computer Corporation, and the official SNK version of Vanguard at some time in July of 1982. So the attract mode, all we really have for variations is, do you want to play one player or do you want to play two player? And that's it. That's all you got. All right, so let's go ahead and hit reset. And there it is. They even have the map, the overview. That's so cool. I want to play the default mode because that's how I was used to playing it. But now that I know I can switch the game, the difficulty switches up to change it up, I'm going to go back and do that. All right, let's get the energy tank here. There it is. I know it's the Flash Gordon theme. It honestly makes me think, though, of Space Quest by Sierra Online, because it was really close to that one. We're already running out of lives. Going to try to play it smart here. Man, the shots from the ships go so quick. Nope. There you go. Try to stay near the bottom, get the next one. So they did a lot of liberties to get this to work correctly on Atari. Notice how there isn't constant sounds for every shot. Yes, let's go. Get through it. But also notice there's no flicker, even though there's so many ships moving on the screen. It is so impressive. But the biggest thing that changes this up compared to other shooters is because we're going to be scrolling in different directions and you have different levels where you're essentially, yeah, we're switching. Now we're going to the next level. The Rainbow Zone. Take out the targets on the sides. Yeah, don't let them get close. That's it. Get that one on top. There we go. Takes so much focus and concentration. As far as shooters that come even close to this, so far we've seen Chopper Command by Activision and Empire Strikes Back on the Atari. But because this switching up game modes, I'd give a notch to this as being even better than those. All right, I think we're done. Yes, going on to the next one. Let's just do it. It does almost sound like Superman 2. Yeah, good point. So now going right to left. This feels like we're playing a game that should have been on in television with the way that it's scrolling, because we haven't seen anything do all these different ways of a ship to scroll. It would have been insane for it to do diagonal scrolling. That would be arcade only. But it's still really cool that they're changing it up for us to play. Where's my energy? I'm only getting on the first zone, right? All you gotta do is survive. Survive. Nice and easy. That was close. I don't have Luther here. Who's going to take out Gond? I need someone else to take over. I also like the nice touch that this area on the map is longer, so the level itself is longer. Like making you feel you're flying through that. Yes, we want to continue. Go. No! Don't start over. If you push the wrong one, you don't continue where you left off. We'll stay near the bottom and get the energy tanks every time. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Curtis. I'm willing to go 5, because when you think of home consoles, here's what we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Strategy X yet by Konami on the Atari. We haven't seen Barnstorming yet. We haven't seen Defender. The official Defender hasn't been out yet on the Atari or any home console. We've seen some ones that are close, but like if you think of the landscape, this is pretty good. All right, come at me. Well, I'm invincible. Well, we have seen Pitfall, though. I find it a little. I don't know if I can call it in the same realm or range. Like Pitfall is obviously 5 stars for me, but would you consider this a game that would be comparable to the level of quality of Pitfall, or is this a notch below Pitfall? Part of me feels like I should be using Pitfall as the norm for us, or what games should be striving to do is something really impressive. Yes, bring on the music. They still have the music playing while the sound effects are playing. Really, really cool. Oh, that's right, and we get River Raid too. That one's going to be another big one. Yes, we will be seeing River Raid soon. I'll pretend I don't know what you're talking about. What is this River Raid you're talking about? We're doing a good run so far. We might be able to see Gone, but it just might take too long. You've already seen Gone because we saw it in the commercial, and we've also seen in the manual they've talked about how many different screens there are here, so we don't have to go through all of them. Oh yeah, that's true. Replayability, yeah, Pitfall is up there, definitely. I gotta blow this guy up. Yep, there we go. Oh, yes. There you go, Manly. While it isn't the same game and it's a different genre, I'm still going to say Vanguard, considering all the games you could play on a home console. Think of even all the other consoles, like the obscure ones, Creative Vision. They haven't made a game that allows all this. We've seen ones that one on the Creative Vision was a Defender variant. That was all right, but this one is switching up the game mode. So I'd still say I'm going to go 5 stars for Vanguard. Of all the games you could play on a home console. If we had the other releases, the ones that we've been talking about, they're going to come later in 82, I may say 4.5, but because I'm more familiar with the landscape of what is possible or what we've seen on a home console, yeah, I could easily go 5. No, they got the jump on me. Yeah, that's another good point. It's doing what very few games on the console are doing, but what the arcade is doing, which is let's give you more levels so you can go and you can move forward to see what's next. That's what's been really fun about the arcade games lately. Let's give them something else to go for so they want to keep playing and see what's next rather than going for just the score. So they're sprinkling in, let's keep them on their toes to see what's next. Donkey Kong is a big proponent of that. There's another level after the first one? Wait, you can see something else? Wait, there's a custard factory? And this is the same idea. You know, because of the map, that something's going to be coming up, and once you want to be playing something more after that. There we go, we're going vertical now. Can we make it up there? We haven't seen too many console games do the draw to encourage you to see what's next. If you think of, oh darn, it's hard to concentrate. Thinking of big ones like Adventure, you want to see what's going to happen next, and it's definitely replayable. Oh, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Got to dodge hard to the left. Nice and easy. Gosh, this might be the end. I'll stay on the left side. It takes so long to go through. Wow, so tricky. Do we want to continue? Not today, but man oh man, Vanguard's still a great game. I'm going to go all the way up and say 5 stars for Vanguard. What a game for a console. All right, and with that, let's see our next game. We're now going to the TRS-80. From home consoles to home computers, this is Vexus. Let's take a look at Vexus. Starting with the box. That is just bizarre. A tunnel shooter? We can play something like Tempest on the front? They don't have a lot of information, but you can see it's for the Model 1 or Model 3. Copyright 1982. That's all we have for artwork. Let's pop in and play some Vexus by John Weaver Jr. on factory programming. published by Soft Sector Marketing at sometime in July 1982. Vexus. Let's do this. After going from Vanguard, if it's a shooter, they better deliver. Factory Programming is proud to present. You know, the Apple II, usually we see games with the same graphic fade or the same screen transition, but TRS-80, they get so unique with it. I mean, look at this. Almost every one of the openings is awesome. I think Big Five Software started that. So if we do a two-player game, it is alternate play, so it won't matter. We want instructions, though. Here we go. Patrol Vexus tunnels, destroy all aliens, use the arrows to move, and spacebar to fire. The shot's worth 50 points. Bonus for each 10,000 points you get. Nice effect here. They're giving like a pseudo, what feels like sprite scaling. It's not real sprite scaling, but notice how it's coming at us. That's pretty cool. All right, let's do a one-player game. Hit number 1. Here we go. Does it work with a joystick? Entering Vexus 1. All right, so I got a cursor on the screen. Whoa, this is very disorienting. It does work. What in the world? Okay, so I'm in a first-person perspective, like a space combat game, but stuff is flying at me. So it's like giving the illusion that we're flying through space with the particles, and whenever I fire a shot, it's flying at the object and blowing it up. Let me see if I can fly away from these things here. Oh, nope, don't fly. Oh, you die. Okay, you got to stay within the rings. So we're flying through rings? What is this, Superman 64? We have to stay in between the rings as they come up, but they're flying across us as if like we're entering a warp zone. Yeah, right? Isn't this ambitious? And look, there's obviously no sprite scaling, but that's kind of what we're doing here on the TRS-80. Stuff is flying at us and we're firing shots at it. But the resolution is so off that you can barely tell the difference between a shot and between other objects. The other thing too is the control I'm not controlling this like a spaceship. The controls aren't reversed. You know how you have a flight stick where when you go up on the stick, it actually brings you down and dives? It's not like that. This feels almost like I'm playing a rail shooter and just moving a cursor around, up, down, left, and right. 66% kill, bonus times 1. Vexus completed. Really, really cool. This had to have been redone somewhere. Is this on the color computer, the Coco, or in any other later releases? Because this kind of scroll reminds me of what we saw on the Coco. Yes. Seeing the future of 3D gaming now. Now, the first-person perspective, though, isn't new. On the TRS-80, we've seen a battle zone game called Attack Force. That was really good. It was done very well. You could kind of understand a little better from that perspective where the shot is and what's happening. But this one's a little more disorienting. The rings is a cool idea to make you see where you're going. Do we get 100%? Oh, no. 75% killed? Or no, 15% killed. Oh, we did terrible that round. On to Vexus 3. Yeah, this is trippy. I don't know how I can rate this one. It is working with a joystick. It's not keyboard only. But being able to fly through the rings and make shots blowing up with, you could say they're asteroids, I'm guessing. We don't have all of the artwork or instructions to tell us what these are. Like, are they alien ships? What exactly is the Vexus? But wow, yeah, look at that. Dodging those, still going through the circles. Let's see if I can blow them up. Got him. Got him, and then finish. Whoa, so cool. Yeah, for a TRS-80 game, this is sweet. I'd say 4 stars if we were doing all TRS-80. The detriment of this one, I would just say, is because it's hard to tell what you're seeing. You kind of get confused between which one is my shot and which one is what's flying at me. There we go. Let me move to the side. So you can see my bullets. There's my bullets shooting off in the distance, and they taper off. But for this one, of all the games you can play on a home computer, I'm going to start at 3.5 stars. Over in the chat, if you've been tuning in since the beginning, for what is that? Oh, I actually saw it looked like somebody flapping their wings in space. Yes, controls are good. It's just not controlling like a spaceship. When I move up on the joystick or pull up on the joystick, the cursor goes up. When I pull down, the cursor goes down. So part of me feels like I should be flying a ship, but it's simple and it works well. I'm not getting any of the drifting I sometimes get on the TRS-80. And it's very forgiving. Notice the shots are connecting there. And you just want to get them before they get you. That should be a perfect one. Oh, wait, no, you got another one. Get him quick. Oh, I missed him. Let's see if I can still make up for it. You got to do it based on the timing they come in. Oh, we're pulling over. Don't know if I can get him. Oh, I think he got us with the explosion. Nice. Yes, I'm seeing 4 stars out there. Maybe that was an angel that was flapping its wings. Yeah, visual effects are so cool. All right, so for Vexus, yeah, I'm going to go with what I'm seeing in the chat. Yeah, 4 stars. Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. Wow. Now, bear in mind, we've already seen, like on the TRS-80 color computer, things that are scrolling that look like they're sprites flying at us or 3-dimensional. For example, skiing takes that perspective, and then, of course, the Dino Wars. But this one's a really cool idea for a space game. 4 stars all around. We'll go with the crowd. I'm with you on 4 stars. Very well done. For all the games you can play on a home computer, that's a cool experience. Let's see what our next game is. All right, it's time to go on the Atari home computer. This is Viper. Another one I'm not familiar with. Let's figure it out together. Viper by AIM Software. One of the first ones we've seen by them. This looks like we're a tank shooting things. Is it Centipede? Are we going to play Centipede? Yeah, it's got to be. Look at the mushrooms. Bugs are all the rage right now. Flip it over on the back. That's right. Viper isn't a game for the nervous. Things are happening all the time. It could drive you crazy. On the floral planet of Lorana, the dense, lush jungle is teeming with killer vipers. You, chief leader of the exterminating force of the Star Federation, must kill all the vipers with your special neutrino beam blaster. But the vipers aren't all deadly a place. There are poison mushrooms and flowers to worry about, as well as vicious bugs. Oh yeah, it's got to be Centipede. And to top it off, there's a special creature that moves in 3 dimensions. He's called the Evil Evan. Evil Evan, and he's dangerous. If he comes near you, you're finished. Viper is a one-player game of skill and performance under pressure, with high-resolution graphics. Haven't heard that one before. And arcade action. It'll keep you busy for a long time. Joystick required and 48K. That's pretty much the use right now. And then we also have the manual for how to load and play Viper. This is machine language. That's the way to go. After the opening appears, you can do the option key or select key. 3 different choices of different battlefields. That's a nice touch. You're in the midst of the jungles of Lorana. Move your neutrino blaster around the screen using your joystick. The Scug bugs, which drop on the top, can be destroyed with 2 blasts from the neutrino weapon. And as you can see, life isn't easy on planet of Lorana, but wait, it gets worse. The deadly evil Evan is out to get you. Someone must have had a bully named Evan. This is the deadly creature that rotates about its axis. Although it looks like it's smiling, do not consider it friendly. The evil Evan goes through many phases in life, marked by its frequent changing colors. It may only be killed when it's red. Okay, if for some reason you lose your neutrino blaster, do not fear. The Star Federation equipped you with 4 lives if you run out of blasters. Luckily, the Star Federation has only 1 computer simulation. Try again, press the start key. There we go, straight to the point. Nice instructions. All right, let's pop in and play some Viper by Michael Sanders, published by AIM Software at sometime in July of 1982. Maybe an evil brother. It could be brother. Evil Evan could be bully. Someone out there was evil to Michael Sanders. Who was it, Michael? All right, let's see what you got. We're ready to play some Viper. Interesting. I'm pushing start but on the computer, but nothing happens. I'm pushing select. Nothing happens. Oh, push option. Okay. Option. Oh, this is the map. Okay, so you push option on your computer. You can pick what kind of map you want. And then go. Push start. There we go. All right, so there we go. I am the orange blaster. Ion blaster. We are playing Centipede. But for the very first time, I'm playing Centipede. I can go anywhere. I'm all over the map. Oh, there's Evil Evan. He's red. Can we shoot him? Quick, quick, quick. Oh, he switched back. I wasn't fast enough. So we have a Centipede variant for the very first time. I'm able to go all over the place. It almost feels like I'm playing a... Oh, and it reverses the controls. It almost feels like I'm playing a maze game, like a Pac-Man game. But I'm not. So if you cross the border of the center of the screen, watch the blaster. I'm shooting down, and then I switch, and I'm shooting up. So you have this one part where you're shooting at the top, and then you switch off. So cool. Never experienced this before. Cool idea. So you can see I can't get to the top Viper without the other one. Without switching the screen to the other side. There he is. Oh, Evil Evan switched back. I want to take him out so bad. Whatever Evil Evan did, he must pay. And there's one of the... They're not called the gnats in this one. There's something else. Wow. Yeah, so I can only shoot up and down. I can't shoot in any other directions. So they're essentially keeping it the same or similar controls as Centipede, but switching it up. So if I want to shoot down, go past half the screen, and I can shoot down at the Viper. Oh, why didn't that get it? Let's see if I can get him here. Nope, then we go to the top. And they allowed you to have 3 different modes. To have barriers in the middle, or not. You can even turn them off if you wanted to. Oh, he's red. Oh, too late. You focus on the Viper and you lose sight of Evil Evan. 2, cool. We played probably 25 Centipede variants so far. And I haven't experienced this. Cool idea. Love it. Yeah, if you're a Centipede fan, if you've never heard of Viper, I strongly recommend this. It's honestly changing the way I think of my strategy for Centipede. See, I have to switch. The gun switches halfway through, so you have to think of where your shots are going to go based on where you are. Get him! No! Damn you, Evan. I will get you. You're evil, and we have to destroy you. At least we were led to believe. I also want to know if you clear a screen away, if it allows the colors to change or switches anything up. Did he just switch right on the last second? Yeah, the control, though, is using the Atari VCS joystick. It obviously doesn't use paddles. We haven't seen any of those. It doesn't use the Atari trackball either. That would have been cool. If Viper is compatible with the Atari trackball, this game would go through the roof for me. But I can't confirm if it is or not. At least from the artwork I found, it doesn't advertise or talk about the trackball. The way you can tell is you push T, and yeah, no, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Wow. Yes. Who will win? Evil Otto versus Evil Evan. Maybe he just picked a brother that he has, and he's basing it on Evil Otto from Berserk. So maybe he's not that evil. But we do get 5 lives. Wow, that's a lot of room for score. That's pretty fun. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, that's an interesting idea. Never heard about Viper before. So what do you think? Is that one of the best games you can play on a home computer because they just switched it up so you can shoot both directions? I'm thinking around 4 stars for Viper. We've given Centipede variants up to this point 4 stars for being very good Centipede variants. For example, the official Centipede is here on the Atari home computer, and I gave it 4 stars. So for Viper, while it doesn't, we didn't see the screen switch up. It looks like it just constantly comes in and you're getting points, but still a lot of fun. Because Evil Otto is smiling too much. It's scary. Yeah, I'm going to go 4 as well. 4 stars for Viper. Cool idea. Really fun. All right, and that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause. Stopping here in July. Tune in next episode for the last games that we're going to play for July of 1982. That's it for today, and like I always say, hey stranger, what's your favorite game? If we haven't played it yet, tune in and we will. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.